Hello, everybody, and welcome to our next Cambly live lesson. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. And welcome to the latest Cambly live stream video. And today, as you can see here, we will be exploring travel and tourism, common words, some common phrases, and some common travel idioms. We'll be covering about 10 to 15 words and phrases that you might use if you are traveling around the world and you need to use English. But first, welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to the Cambly English Learning channel as we dive deep into today's topic of English, travel and tourism. And this is important. This is an important part of English because it helps us to communicate when we explore new places. If you're planning a vacation, if you're booking a flight or a hotel, or if you're talking to other travelers, knowing the right words, knowing the right expressions can make your experience much smoother and so much more enjoyable. But before we begin, like I always do, let's do the usual check-ins. Let's see if everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. If the video looks good, please give me a thumbs up. I just want to make sure we are good to go technical wise before we start with the actual class. So I'm just waiting for some thumbs up in the chats. There we go. Karine, thank you very much. Luan, thank you. All right, that looks good. If everyone's sending thumbs ups, that means our sound is good and our video is good. And we're able to commence with our lesson today. Thank you, Kalipan. All right. All right. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Yuri. I'm from South Africa. I've lived in many countries around the world, maybe even in your country. I'm presently back in South Africa for another few weeks, and then I might be moving again. I have made many other videos for Cambly, so make sure to check them out on the Cambly YouTube channel, where you can see all of my videos on many, many other countless topics. All right. So before we begin, how about some check-ins? I know many of you, I see Kalipan, Luan are here. So those of you who I don't know, please tell me your names, where you're from, and tell me what the weather is like. Here in South Africa, it's a little bit chilly today. Chilly means a little bit cold. As you can see, I'm wearing a hoodie, one of these jackets, because it's cold here today. We have Emile from Azerbaijan. Hello, Emile. We have Alain from France. Oh, bonjour. Oh, is it? Martine. Sorry, bonjour, Martine. We have Karine from Brazil. Hello, Karine. Vanilla. We've got Krishnamurti. Hello, Krishnamurti. Larissa from Moldova. Wonderful. I've never had a student from Moldova before. Ruhangiz says it's very sunny and hot where he is. Hidayo from Zambia. We've even got Farag, or Mohammed, sorry, from Egypt, where he says it's very hot right now. I look forward to our heat because we're in winter now. I don't like the cold. Anyways, we've got so many of you new students. It's so good to see you. Zoltan from Hungary, Mohammed from Pakistan, Ahmed from Sudan. Thank you guys. And Eda from Turkey. Thank you guys for starting the chat and to introduce yourselves in the chat to myself and to everyone else. Okay. So as mentioned, today we're going to explore some common travel and tourism words, phrases, and idioms. You guys might be familiar with some travel and tourism words and phrases. Maybe you've even traveled yourself and had to use your English. One of the things I know for sure, having traveled a lot, is that when you travel, if you cannot speak the language of the people in that new country, you can always speak English. English seems to be a common international language, the language that we use when we travel and try to communicate with other people. So, for example, if you go to Thailand and you are from Japan, you can't speak Thai, They can't speak Japanese, but the one language that most will speak is English. So that helps you to communicate when you are in another country, when you're traveling. You can communicate with these individuals. So English is very, very useful. So let's start with, what does travel mean? I'm going to put this up over here. All right. So it says there, travel means going from one place to another, usually for fun or for work or to visit family and friends. And it can be done by plane, train, car, bus, or boat. So you can travel in your country or you can travel internationally, which means outside your country. But that's basically travel for fun, for work, to visit family and friends, and you're going from one place to another. Easy enough. Everyone should know that. An easy word. We know what travel means. But tourism, what is that? What is tourism? Well, it's very similar, very close. Tourism is when people visit new places for fun, same as travel, to see interesting things or to relax. Tourism also includes activities like sightseeing, staying in hotels, and eating at restaurants. The tourism industry includes services like travel agencies, tour guides, and attractions. So, tourism is a little bit more detailed than travel. Travel is just moving from one place to another. Tourism includes everything within travel: the restaurants, the attractions, the tour guides, the agencies, the things you would do when you travel. That is what tourism would be. Okay, we're not spending too much time on that because those aren't the words we're learning. The first group of words we're going to learn today are some travel words. I'm going to hold this closer so it's easy for you to see. The first word we're going to learn today is accommodation. Now, I want to see if any of you guys can take some guesses in the chat. What is accommodation? What do you guys think? Do any of you know? Type in the chat what you think accommodation might mean. I'll keep the word there for you, accommodation. You can see it over here. I'm not going to show you everything. I want to see if any of you guys can give me some of your own ideas of what you think accommodation is. Because when you travel, you need accommodation. Larissa, very good. Silver, very good. It's a place where you can stay. So accommodation is a place where travelers can stay, such as hotels, hostels, or guest houses. And here is a sentence you can use when you use the word. We found a nice accommodation near the beach, which just means you found a nice place to stay. So accommodation means a place where you stay when you go on holiday. Okay, that's an easy word. Most of you probably know what that means. So we'll move on to our next word, which is tourist attraction. What's a tourist attraction? Those are two words. Tourist attraction. We know what tourist is, right? A tourist is a person who goes on holiday somewhere else, and they're not from that area. They're a tourist. But what is an attraction? What does an attraction mean? A tourist attraction. Any guesses? Anyone want to try and see? Oh, here we go. Places that attract tourists. Okay, Vanilla, you close. Pretty much right. Larissa says heritage or places that you visit or that are most visited. Yes, you guys are right. A tourist attraction is a place of interest where tourists visit, typically for cultural or natural value. What does that mean? So, a tourist attraction is a place you will go when you're traveling. For example, if you're in Paris, France, the Eiffel Tower is a very popular tourist attraction because it's a place you will go when you're traveling to Paris. Just as a quick little test, if I go to New York, who can take some guesses? What are some good tourist attractions in New York? Who can write down some tourist attractions in New York? Anyone? Some well-known places you might look for, you might go visit if you're visiting New York City. What are some tourist attractions there? Who can guess? I don't want to draw. Oh, there we go. Calipan, Statue of Liberty, Aparna, Statue of Liberty. That is a tourist attraction. Well done, Koos, the Museum of Natural History. I'm not sure if that is in New York. I've never been, but I will take your word for it. That is another tourist attraction. Okay, let's think of Central Park. Yes, Rangiz, that's another tourist attraction for New York. Let me think of another country. Los Angeles. Who can tell me a tourist attraction in Los Angeles, LA, LA in United States of America? Okay, Larissa says the main train station, maybe. Ulysses, I'm guessing that's in France. Disneyland, yes, Saparna. A good tourist attraction in LA would be Disneyland. Or Hollywood, right? Everyone wants to go to Hollywood when they go to LA. The Hollywood sign, that's right. Everyone wants to see the sign that says Hollywood. So every country has got a tourist attraction. It is the place that people want to go when they go on holiday to that new place. Okay, so let's quickly cover those words again. We had accommodation, a place where you stay, and we had a tourist attraction, which is a place you want to go visit when you travel to a new place. Okay, our next two words are, this one's a little bit more difficult. I wonder if you guys know this one. Souvenir. It's hard to pronounce. Souvenir. A souvenir is an item purchased or kept as a reminder of a place you visited. That means when you travel to a new place, you might buy something so you can remember that place. So, for example, if you go to Los Angeles, you might buy a small little Statue of Liberty. That is called a souvenir. It's a small gift to remind you of that place. So you remember that place. Maybe if you go to Los Angeles, you'll buy a t-shirt, and on the t-shirt it'll say Hollywood to remind you of that place. That's what a souvenir is. A souvenir is an item purchased or kept as a reminder of a place you visited, to remember that place. Here's your sentence example over here. She bought a souvenir from every city she visited. So some people do that. Some people like to buy a small souvenir, a small gift, from every place that they visited to remind them of that place so they can remember that place. Kalipan says he got a beautiful souvenir from a trip to the beach. Okay, so he got a small little gift when he went to the beach to remind him of the beach. So that's souvenir. Let's move on to our next word. Our next word is reservation. Over here. Reservation. So a reservation, I'm going to read the definition over here, is an arrangement to secure accommodation, a seat, or a plane. Those are big words, so let me explain what that means. If you make a reservation, it means you pay to book something for yourself. Silver used the word booking. That is correct. So if, for example, if you need to fly to Los Angeles, you need to make a reservation with the airline, with the airplane. So you make a reservation for your ticket. But you also need to make a reservation for your hotel. That means you need to book your hotel. You need to pay for and plan that they're going to have a room for you. So when you arrive, the room is ready for you. Ahmed said to book a hotel is the same as saying to reserve a hotel, to make a reservation. Let's look at the sentence to help you understand how we use this word. We made a reservation at a fancy restaurant for dinner. That means we phoned the restaurant and we asked them to book a table for us, to keep a table for us, so it was ours when we got there. We made a reservation, and that's what it means to make a reservation. So a quick reminder, a souvenir is a small gift that you buy to remember a place you've been to, and a reservation is when you pay for something before you go so that it is yours to use when you get there, like a hotel, like if you pay for an airplane ticket before you go. or if you pay for a restaurant before you get there, or you phone the restaurant to make the reservation and you say, please book me a seat. Please reserve me a seat. Please make a reservation. Okay. So we've done 4 words. We'll go through them quickly again. Accommodation, a place to stay on holiday. Tourist attraction, places to go see when you are on holiday. Souvenir, a gift that you buy for yourself or someone else to remember the place you've been. And a reservation, a booking, so that you can use something when you get there. And our last travel word for today is itinerary. Ooh, this one's a little bit harder. Yeah, we're not doing all the easy words today. What is an itinerary? This is a tough word. If you guys know this word, I'll be very impressed. It's kind of like a schedule. An itinerary can also be called a schedule. All right, let's go what it means. Here's the definition. It's a detailed plan or route of a journey. So itinerary is the plan that you will follow on holiday. So maybe your itinerary is go to the hotel, check in. Next, go to a restaurant, eat dinner, check. Next, go to the beautiful Eiffel Tower in Paris, check. Next, go and watch a beautiful show in Paris. Next, the itinerary is the plan. What is your plan for what you will do on your trip? And here is our sentence example. Our travel agent provided us with a detailed itinerary for our trip. That means the person who arranges your holiday will plan what you will do for your holiday. So they will plan it for you. It's a travel plan. Yes, Silver said a travel plan. So an itinerary is like a travel plan. The plan that you have for your holiday when you go. All right, so now that we've covered all those words, I'm going to write them down over here so you can see them, just to remind you, because we're going to play a little game. I'm going to play a game where I'm going to challenge you to guess which word is the word we must use. So first we will write accommodation. Accommodation is our first word. The second word we did was tourist attraction, places that you want to go to when you travel. Nice places, famous places. That's a tourist attraction. Then we have souvenir. A souvenir is a small gift that you will buy, a small item that you'll buy to remember the place. Reservation. That is when you make a booking for a hotel, for an airline ticket, for a restaurant. And our last word we're going to do just for travel words today is itinerary. And an itinerary is like your travel plan. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you 5 sentences. Here they are. But you'll also notice that these 5 sentences have words missing. Those words that are missing are these words here. So I'm going to read each sentence slowly, and I'm going to invite you in the chat to write down the answer to the missing word. All you have to do is write number 1 for the first sentence. You'll see there's a number 1 over there, and you write the answer. Okay, so here are the words that you use. These are your answers. You tell me which one. Let's do the first one. Okay. Here are the words again if you need to look. Number 1, she bought a something from every city she visited. Which word do you think is the correct word? Here are the options. She bought a something from every city she visited. All right, Vanilla's already guessed it correctly. Susanna has guessed it correctly. Larissa, Ahmed, excellent. It is souvenir, correct. She bought a souvenir from every city she visited. So I'm crossing souvenir out. Well done. All right, let's move on to the next one. Number 2. The Eiffel Tower is a major something in Paris. That one should be easy because we've been talking about that a lot. Which is the right answer? The Eiffel Tower is a major something in Paris. It's a major what? Yes, Calipan, Vanilla, Luan, Zoltan. It's a major tourist attraction, correct. It's a place everyone wants to go. Okay, very good. I'm going to cross out tourist attraction. We've got that one. All right, let's move on to number 3. Number 3. We found a nice something where we can stay near the beach. We found a nice something where we can stay near the beach. Which of our words is the correct answer for number 3? We found a nice, there we go, Susanna's got it, Larissa's got it, Vanilla, Zoltan, Calipan. We found a nice accommodation where we can stay near the beach. Excellent. I'm going to cross out accommodation. 2 more. So because we have 2 more, I want you to do 4 and 5 together. So write both answers for question 4 and question 5. Here we go, 4 and 5 together. Number 4, first. We made something at a fancy restaurant for dinner. And number 5, our travel agent provided us with a detailed something for our trip. We made, number 4 is reservation, very good. Number 5 is itinerary, well done, fantastic. Okay, excellent guys, you got it. We made a nice reservation. Sorry, we made a reservation at a fancy restaurant for our dinner. And 5, our travel agent provided us with a detailed itinerary for our trip. Excellent, well done. Radhika, Ahmed, Orlane, excellent. Okay, so those are the first 5 words we're covering in our travel words lesson today. I'll just erase these from the board. And next we're going to move on to some travel phrases. So what do we mean by phrases? Well, we mean a combination of words together, not just one word, but words we use together. That's what we're going to cover now, some travel phrases. So these might be phrases you've heard of before, especially if you have traveled before, because they're very common phrases we use when we travel. Our first one is book a flight. Oh, hold on. Wanderson has a question. Let's just cover Wanderson's question quickly. Wanderson asks, could you explain the difference between sight views and tourist attractions? And when to use them. All right, so we don't call sight views. A place that you go see is not called a sight view. It's just called a sight or a tourist attraction. So what's the difference? A tourist attraction is a place that tourists want to go to. People who are traveling there for holiday want to go to these places, tourist attractions, like the Eiffel Tower in Paris. A sight is a word we would use to explain something you want to see. Now, people who live in Paris, do they want to go to the Eiffel Tower? Probably not. They see it every day. They've already been there. They don't want to go there. So it's not a tourist attraction for them, but it is a sight. It is a place that they can see. It is a place they might want to see, but they don't have to go there. They don't want to go there. So the difference is a sight is something you might want to see that you can see. a tourist attraction is a place that tourists want to go. And Aparna did just share a very important word with us there. She shared a word called sightseeing. So sightseeing means places people want to go to see. So if you want to go sightseeing, it's a place you want to go to see it. That can be anything. All right, I hope that's clear. So let's get back to our travel phrases. Let me erase this first. So our first phrase that I showed you a moment ago was book a flight. Book a flight. This one should be quite easy. We've already done reservation, and book means the same as to reserve. So what does it mean to book a flight? It means to arrange and pay for a ticket on a flight. So if you said, I need to book a flight, means you need to buy a ticket for an airplane. And here's your sentence example. I need to book a flight to New York for my business trip. I need to book a flight to New York for my business trip. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Next one, check in. What does that mean, to check in? It means to register at an airport or hotel upon arrival. That means when you get there, you have to tell them, hello, I'm here. I'm ready to fly. That means you're checking in. You're telling them you are there and you're ready to go. So you can check in at an airport or you can check in at a hotel. So that means you're showing them that you are there and you're ready to use the service. You're ready to fly or you're ready to go to your hotel room. Here is an example sentence. We need to check in 2 hours before our flight. That means you need to go to the airport, say hello, here's my passport, can I have my ticket? 2 hours before you fly on your airplane. You need to check in. Okay, let me write that down on the board. So we got book a flight. That means you are reserving your ticket for your plane to fly. And check in means you are presenting yourself to let them know you are there to use what you have paid for, your airplane ticket or your hotel room. Okay. Kalipan says, you will be unpopular with the airport staff if you don't check in on time. That's very true. If you go to the airport late and you're checking in late, they will not be happy because they may have to make the airplane wait for you. No one wants that, especially if you are on the plane waiting for those people. I've been one of those people. It's not fun. You don't want to wait for people who check in late. Okay, our next two travel phrases. Travel insurance. What is travel insurance? It is insurance that covers various risks while traveling, such as medical expenses or trip cancellations. So let me explain this. When you travel, sometimes bad things can happen. You can have an accident. Someone can rob you. So if you lose things that are important, if you are hurt, you need travel insurance. This is something you pay for so that if something bad happens, they will give you money to cover you for these unexpected events. So if you have an emergency, a medical emergency, if you are hurt, you can go to the hospital and the travel insurance will pay for the hospital. So it's something you pay for before you go on holiday to protect you if something happens and you need to spend more money. This will help you pay for that stuff. Here's a sentence example. It is wise to get travel insurance before going on an international trip. I would agree. I think it's very clever to get travel insurance before you go internationally because you never know what's going to happen. And if you have travel insurance, it will cover you for those unexpected things. Our next word is guided tour. What is a guided tour? It's a tour conducted by a guide who provides information and commentary. That means When you go on a trip to somewhere and there is someone showing you that place. Let's say, for example, you go to the Eiffel Tower again, but you don't know anything about the Eiffel Tower. So you pay for someone to tell you all about it. He will show you everything. He will explain when it was built. He will tell you how they built it. That's a guided tour. That is someone showing you, explaining you everything you want to know about that place. Okay? And here's your sentence example. We went on a guided tour of the ancient ruins. So you go on a guided tour, someone shows you everything and explains it for you. Flavia says that she works for Air France and she works for KLM. Okay, so this is a good lesson for Flavia. She says that as customer representative, she deals with the passengers every day. She says it gets funny with time, lots of late people with flights canceled. So she knows exactly what we're talking about. She is the staff, the check-in staff, the airport staff, who has to deal with people who are late, and she has to be patient. She has to be calm, even though she wants to strangle them, I'm sure. Okay. But yes, Kalipan raises a good point too. If it's the first time you're flying, sometimes you make mistakes. You don't know these things, but that's why you read your emails. All right, so I'm going to write down our other phrases. We have travel insurance, something very important to have in case things happen. And we have a guided tour, which is where someone will show you and explain to you everything about the tourist attraction you are visiting. Our last travel phrase today is something I've already mentioned. It's a travel agent. This is a professional, a person who arranges travel accommodation for travelers. This is the person who you can go to if you don't want to book your ticket yourself. They can do it for you. They can pay for your ticket for you. They can organize it for you. You just give them the money. They'll do all of it for you. They can plan your trip. They can plan your itinerary. The travel agent does that. They can even plan your hotel where you stay. They will do it all for you. But it tends to be a little bit more expensive because you're paying someone to do it. So they put on their own fee. Here's your sentence example. Our travel agent found us the best deals on flights and hotels. Sometimes that is a benefit. They can find you cheaper prices, but not always. Not always. Okay, so the last word we have is travel agent. The person who can book everything for you for your holiday. You don't have to do anything. You just let them do it for you. You just tell them where you want to go, how much you are happy to pay, and they will do the rest. Okay, so we have our 5 words, our 5 phrases. To book a flight is to reserve your tickets for your flight to go somewhere. To check in is to present yourself at the hotel or at the airport to say, hello, I'm here. Here's my passport. I want to now use this room or I want to go on my flight. Travel insurance is something you pay for that protects you. If something bad happens, you don't have to pay for it. The travel insurance will pay for it. A guided tour is where someone will show you the tourist attraction, will tell you all about it, and tell you all the history that you would want to know. And travel agent, the person who will plan your holiday for you, will plan your tickets, will plan your accommodation, will plan what you do. You just pay them, they do it for you. Okay, so we're going to do 5 more sentences again. We're going to use these travel phrases. Let's see if you guys can answer these gaps with the correct phrase. I'm going to start with number 1. As you can see, here are your phrases again. So you don't have to look on the board. You can just look here. Let's start with number 1. I need to something to New York for my business trip. What do you think that is? I need to something to New York for my business trip. What does he need to do? Write number one and your answer. Kalipan has got his answer in. So does Larissa. So does Susanna, Wanderson, and Danielle. Everyone, you all got it. Book a flight. I need to book a flight to New York for my business trip. Okay, number two. It's a good idea to get something before going on an international trip in case something bad happens. What do you need to get in case something bad happens to protect you financially? You need to get travel insurance. You need to get the thing that's going to protect you with money if you have a problem. If you're injured and you have to go to hospital, who pays for the hospital? Travel insurance. Number three, we need to something 2 hours before our flight. What do you need to do 2 hours before you fly? What do you need to do? You need to, yes, everyone's getting it. You need to check in 2 hours before you fly. Number four, our something found us the best deals on flights and hotels. Who can find you a good deal? Who can plan your holiday for you? That's number four. Our something found us the best deals on flights and hotels. Our travel agent found us the best deals on flights and hotels. And the last one, number five. We went on a something of the Great Wall of China. That's a tourist attraction. And if someone is showing you the tourist attraction, what do you go on? You go on very good, a guided tour. We went on a guided tour of the Great Wall of China. Very good. I'm going quite fast. And you guys are writing very quickly. I'm impressed. I'm going quickly because I've got 5 more things I want to do. We have covered 5 travel words. We've now covered 5 travel phrases. And now we're going to do 5 travel idioms. Now, you guys might not know what an idiom is. It is a strange thing that many people can't quite understand. So I'm going to erase this first, and then I'm going to help you to understand what an idiom is. So an idiom, these are phrases that we use in English, but they're specific kind of phrases. All right. If you can't see this, let me know and I'll bring it closer. So an idiom are phrases whose meanings are different from the literal meanings of the words. That means sometimes in English, we have these words we put together, and it sounds very strange, but it doesn't mean what it sounds like. It means something different. These we call idioms. I'm going to write an example for you. Some of you may have heard this. This is an idiom in English. It's not a travel idiom. It's just so that you understand it. We say in English, it's raining cats and dogs. Now, if you look at this phrase, you would say, it's raining cats and dogs? That's not possible. It can't rain cats and dogs. Dogs can't fall from the sky. Cats can't fall from the sky. And that's what we mean by an idiom. It sounds very strange because it actually means something else. So this idiom means what Vanilla has written in the chat. This means it is raining very hard. It's raining very hard. So if I say, wow, it's raining cats and dogs outside, I'm saying it's raining very hard. This is an example of an idiom, okay? Vanilla also wrote another example of an idiom. She said, break a leg. Now, when I say break a leg, I don't mean I want someone to break their leg, even though it sounds like that's what I'm saying. That idiom means good luck. It means good luck. Okay, so that's what idioms are. They are phrases that sound like they mean something, but they actually mean something else. Kalipan says, so crazy. Yes, sometimes English can be crazy. But every language has idioms. Our idioms are obviously specific to English culture. I'm sure all of your culture have idioms too. You know what those are. So let's start with our first idiom, okay? Travel light. Travel light. Now you might hear that and think, oh, is that a light that I have when I travel so I can see? No. Travel light is not an actual light. If I say travel light, it means something else. To travel light means to travel with a small amount of bags or a small amount of luggage. So if I say I travel light, it means I don't travel with many bags. I only have one bag. So it's easy to go. It's easy to travel. I travel light. That's what that means. A partner says you carry less baggage. Correct. So to travel light means to travel with only small amounts of bags. Here's your sentence example. She always travels light and only brings a carry-on bag. Kalipan says he only travels with one backpack, so he also travels light. Okay, our next idiom is this one. I use this one a lot when I talk with my friends. I use this a lot. To hit the road. Now, this doesn't mean I'm going to hit the road. This means something different. See, I told you, it's crazy. These are idioms. It sounds like something else, but it means something different. Ali Aziz said it means to go for a travel. Yes. To hit the road means to start my journey. Maybe I need to leave. Say, okay, I'm going to hit the road. Means I'm going to go now. I'm going to start my drive back home. Or I'm going to get on the plane to travel to my holiday. I'm going to hit the road. I'm going to begin or start traveling. Here's your sentence example. We need to hit the road early tomorrow to avoid traffic. Okay? To get going. All right? It means you are going to start going. You're going to hit the road. You're going to go wherever you need to go. You're going to hit the road. Okay. So you see how crazy idioms are? They sound like something different when you read them, but they mean something else. You have to learn idioms. Our next idiom is off the beaten path. Off the beaten path. All right, so this one might be difficult for you. Might not know what beaten means. Beaten means if something is hit a lot. Something is hit a lot. So maybe I beat someone with my hands, I hit them a lot. But you can also beat the path because you're hitting the road with your feet, right? So if you hit the road with your feet, you're beating the path. You're beating the road. You're hitting the road with your feet. Off the beaten path means you're not going on the path everyone else goes on. You're taking a different road. And here's your definition. To visit places that are not well known, that are not frequently visited by tourists. So to go somewhere where most people don't go is to go off the beaten path. I like doing this. I love to travel and I love to go places that no one else goes because then I know it's really special. So I like to go off the beaten path. And here's your sentence example. We prefer to go off the beaten path and explore hidden gems. Yes, Ali Aziz said secret locations. Correct. If you go off the beaten path, you discover the secret locations, the places no one else knows about. All right. Our next idiom is the following. To live out of a suitcase. I live out of a suitcase. What does that mean? I live out of a suitcase? You know what a suitcase is? That's a bag where you put all your clothing when you travel. To live somewhere is the place you stay. But if you live out of a suitcase, what does that mean? I will tell you. That means to travel frequently and stay in different places for short periods. Yes. If you travel a lot, You don't have time to take your bags. Sorry, let me say that again. If you travel a lot, you don't have time to take your clothes out your bag. So you just leave them in your bag. So you go from one place to another and you change clothes by taking them out your bag, change, put the old clothes in your bag. So you don't take them out. You're living out of a suitcase. You just have the same suitcase. You go from one place to another place to another place. It just means you travel a lot. You travel so much, you basically have that bag as your home. Here's the example sentence. As a traveling salesperson, she lives out of a suitcase most of the year. All right. So we've got 4 idioms. Travel light. You don't travel with a lot of bags. To hit the road. To start your journey. Off the beaten path. To go somewhere people don't usually go. To live out of a suitcase. To travel a lot. And the last idiom is an interesting one. It's going to sound funny. To catch the travel bug. To catch the travel bug. That sounds strange, I'm sure. We know what it means to catch. You can catch a ball. We know what it means to travel. We've been talking about that today. And a bug. What's a bug? A bug can be something that you contract, like if you get sick. Thank you, Aparna. You get sick, you catch a bug. But what's a travel bug? Does that mean to get sick when you travel? No. It means to become very interested and passionate about traveling. So if you become so passionate about traveling, you love traveling, you have caught the travel bug. You love it so much, you now have, you do it all the time. You have caught the travel bug. And here's your sentence example. After his first trip abroad, he caught the travel bug and now travels every chance he gets. Okay. Kalipan says he's going to use these idioms with all his Insta friends. You have to travel first, Kalipan, if you want to use these. Okay. So our final exercise before we finish today, gentlemen and ladies, is we're going to do one final group of sentences. And you're going to have to tell me which idiom we have to use for each of these sentences. Okay? As you can see here are all of the idioms to help you. Kalipan says true. So he knows. I know you, Kalipan. I know you. Okay. So let's go into sentence number 1. If you want to move around easily, try to, what do you guys think? If you want to move around easily, what should you try to do? If you want to move around easily, try to, it'll make it easy for you to travel this way. If you want to travel easily, you want to travel light. Very good. You don't want many bags. If you have a lot of bags, it makes it very difficult to travel. If you only have a few bags, you travel light, much easier. For those of you who have traveled, you know what happens when your plane lands. You have to go to, what's it called? I forget now. The place where your bags go round and round, and you have to wait. Wait for your checked baggage. That's your bags that goes under the plane. And you have to wait for those bags. And that can take very long. So if you don't have time, travel with one bag, the bag that goes on the plane with you. Travel light. Let's do number 2. Many people something after their first trip. What happens to people after their first trip? It happened to me when I had my first trip. I couldn't stop. I had to travel more. I had to travel more. I had to travel more. I loved it. So what happens to many people after their first trip? Many people catch the travel bug after their first trip overseas. Okay, exactly. Well done, guys. You're getting it. All right, excellent. You catch the travel bug. You want to do it more. Let's work on question number 3. As a traveling flight attendant, she's something most of the year. If she is a flight attendant, it means she travels a lot. So what does she have to do if she travels a lot? She probably has to, well, she can't stay in one place for a long time, which means she can't take her clothes out of her bags. That's right, Aziz. So, as a traveling flight attendant, she lives out of a suitcase most of the year. Precisely. Well done, people. Well done. Let's do number 4. The guide took us somewhere away from the usual tourist spots. Ooh. If the guide is taking you somewhere where people don't normally go, where is he taking you? He's taking you where? It's a place that is secret locations, maybe. Yes, Luan. Excellent, Miranda, Susanna, Ali, Vanilla. He's taking you off the beaten track. The guy took us off the beaten track, away from the usual tourist spots. And the last one. Let something before it gets too late. What do you need to do before it gets too late? You need to go. And what idiom means to start your journey? There you go. You guys got it. Let's hit the road before it gets too late. And that is our lesson today, ladies and gentlemen. Our lesson of travel words, travel phrases, and travel idioms. The hardest of them all were the travel idioms, which we have now completed. Congratulations. Kalipan says, even his North American Insta friends don't use idioms, but they will know it. If they are North American and if they speak English, they will know these idioms, especially if they've traveled. They're very common idioms to use. I use this one a lot. When I tell my friends I'm going to leave, I say, okay, I'm going to hit the road. That means I'm going to start my journey back home. So I use this one a lot. I do use this one too, because I do travel light. When I travel, I don't have many bags. So I use that one a lot. I say I travel light. I haven't really used the others though. But if you do use them, people will understand you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is our lesson for today. You guys know this is Cambly. Some of you may not know what Cambly is. Cambly gives you instant access to native English speakers like me. You can take English lessons anytime, anywhere from your phone or your computer. You can schedule your next lesson with me or any of our amazing tutors. Just check out the link below the video. And if you need to learn with a tutor one-on-one, you can do it through Cambly. So you can practice your English, get better at your English, and you can do it with a native English speaker like me. All right, guys, you are most welcome. Thank you for today's wonderful lesson. I loved your guys' energy. I loved how excited you guys were to participate, to answer the questions, and not to be afraid to make mistakes. That's the best way to learn. You're going to make mistakes, but that's how you learn. So well done on your bravery and your courage to try. Okay, thank you, everyone. Time for me to go. Have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Sunday, and I hope to see you all again. Take care. Bye.